Dynasty XXVII. Of Persians in Egypt. Kambapat or Cambyses of BCE 527 to 514. The first years of this king's reign appear to have been peaceful, from the inscription on the statue of a Saite priest named Ut'a Hor Rasanet in the Vatican. Cambyses appears to have tolerated the Egyptian entities if he did not actually worship them, and he caused himself to be taught those sciences which the Egyptian priests were so celebrated for. He maintained and beautified the temples and was initiated into the mysteries of Nit of Sais. He appears to have adopted the style of a true pharaoh and to have done all in his power to conciliate the people. After 5 years, Cambyses left Egypt, placing it at the charge of Aryandes, the first of a line of the Persian satraps who governed the country. Then came a series of reverses. An expedition was sent to the oasis of Yemen, but being badly provisioned and betrayed by treacherous guides, it wandered into the desert, never to return, and not one soldier came back to tell what catastrophe an entire army perished by. Then another force was equipped and went against Napata, headed by Cambyses himself, but this too was unsuccessful. Thereupon the king vented all his rage and disappointment on the temples, monuments, statues, and other objects of worship in Egypt, and a wholesale destruction of them was ordered throughout the kingdom. Cambyses died in Syria and is thought by his own hand. You gotta have something more than conquering to keep up. Conquering. You know, you gotta have something more as a motivation. Nitharius Darius I, BCE, 521 to 486. Cambyses was succeeded by the son of Hystaspes, whose chief desire seems to have been to conciliate the people and efface from their minds the cruelties and wanton destruction caused by his predecessor. He respected their entities, supported their religion, and promoted education. He encouraged commerce, reopened the canal from the Nile to the Red Sea, and restored the old caravan route from Coptus through the Hamaat Valley to the seaboard. He also erected a magnificent temple to Yemen in the Oasis. In the 35th year of the reign of Darius, the Egyptians revolted, expelled the Persians, and set up a native ruler, Kabash. This prince succeeded for 3 years in holding his own against the conquerors. Xerxes I of BCE 485 to 465, Egypt was again conquered by this king, who appointed his brother Achaemenes governor. It is evident that in the meantime the Egyptians in the Delta were preparing for another revolt. Artaxerxes I of BCE 465 to 425. In the 5th year of the reign of Artaxerxes, Inaros, king of Libya, together with an Athenian fleet of 200 ships, aided the Egyptians to rise against the Persian dominion. A desperate battle ensued at Papremis, when Inaros slew Achaemenes with his own hand, and shortly afterwards a Phoenician fleet sent to help the Persians was destroyed by the Athenians. The allies moved up the river to Memphis and recaptured the old capital of the empire, except the fortification called Anbuhat, the White Wall. Here the Persians held out so long that reinforcements under Maccabeus or whatever, being sent to their aid, and they pushed the Egyptians into the island of Prosopitis, which they besieged for 18 months, at the end of which time Maccabeus diverted the river and stranded their ships. The Athenians fled to Cyrene, and Anaros, betrayed by his own people, was taken prisoner, sent to Persia, and there crucified. Amyrtaus of Sais, the Egyptian leader, managed to escape to the marshes and there maintain his independence. Xerxes II, BCE, 425 to 424. Okay, what's the 4? What am I thinking? 425 to 424 BCE, and Darius II, BCE, 424 to 405 BCE. There is nothing to record of the reigns of these kings except the gradual endeavor on the part of the Egyptians to throw off the Persian yoke. Sharma, peace be unto you. P.S. I guess there's more about initiations in previous programs, but I mean, programs even off the ancient Egyptian list, but more about this book.